Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, for this very cold chilly Saturday evening for you, I have video number 1 for a supplement build to Freddie and my co-build on the Memphis Belle HK Models B-17 1/32 scale. I've been toying around with this Monogram 1/48 scale B-17, and so I'm going to go ahead and add that on to the supplementary build along with Freddie and my co-build we got going on. Okay guys, I got the fuselage completely foiled. It's all done. All it's left is just the wings and the engine cowlings and a lot of painting here and there going on. And before I start foiling the wings, I got to paint the wheel wells, the interior green. I forgot to do that during the sub-assembly steps on the wings. But nothing lost. It can still be done. No big deal. Okay, guys, I'm talking about this this Monogram 1/48 scale classic B-17. I believe it was Doug Models. I think he has. He has a HK 1/48 scale, the new release kit that they've done. And after looking at the interior parts, I think it's pretty much that as the classic Monogram one here, and there's lots of parts of that kit that's very nice, and they must have really cheapened out or reneged a little bit on the detail of the 1/48 scale kit. The oxygen bottles, they're molded right onto the sidewall instead of individuals like on the HK one, on the 1/32 scale kit getting done. So I guess there's some shortcuts that can just keep the price down. But that's the same thing what Monogram did on this right here on the B-17G. They released in 1975, the fall of 1975 when it came out. The kit retailed at $8.50 back then. That was one hell of a kit, and a lot of plastic for a price that much. It wasn't that much. But $8.50 45 years ago was a lot of money. That equivalent today is almost $90. So you can imagine how much the money was back then opposed to how it is today, value-wise. And so they too kept the price down by eliminating more detail in the Bombay, having the Bombay doors molded separately. You can assemble them in posing of closed or open positions, and a lot of other stuff in there. But they went straight out and did what they did at the time, and it was very, 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 very well welcomed to us modelers at the time. And even today it stands out good, but you look at the molds of the kits now, and you can see that the molds are getting really tired because they're not really bringing out the crispness of the interior details like it did before. And also, as there's a lot of flash, it's starting to develop a lot of flash. So when you get a model that has a lot of flash, that means they produce a lot of models. The molds are getting old. So I see probably in the near future they're probably going to end up retiring this kit. The HK one will supersede this. And as Revell 1/48 scale Memphis Belle, I see them retiring that kit too as well. But there'd be no problem, fellas, that there's millions and millions and millions of these things that this company's produced that are floating around at vendors at model shows and also eBay. So you can venture those two locations to pick one up. And I bought this down at Smitty's Hobby Shop probably probably about a month ago or so. And I thought, what the hell, I'll buy that old B-17 up here. Like I say, guys, this is one kit you just can't get enough of building. Even collecting, you know. I cannot describe how many of these things have I built since it came out back in 1975. Not even all 10 of my fingers. And not even 10 of my toes. And, but like I said, you know, just this one kit just can't get enough of. I was kind of displeased a little bit with the HK kit on 1/48 scales because the interior parts they did. It's like I say, it's pretty much that of Monogram. You know, They duplicated pretty much what they did on the 32nd scale, but there's shortcuts involved. So I guess they did that intentionally, just want us to keep the price down, you know. And I don't know how much it can cost. I'd say around $200 or less, maybe 140 bucks, maybe $150. I don't know. If I ever buy one, sure, why not? Give it a go. And maybe one wait for right now at Spitty's Hobby Shop. I got to pick one up probably next week. Like I say, I'll probably buy one. But I love this old Monogram classic. You know, everything is pretty much spot on. Now, since I covered this thing with my foil tape method that I've been showing you fellas, and it shows you the wonders what it can do, you know, and it really enhances the airplane very much. I mean, it looks just like the real one. The aircraft is going to be, it's going to be the 457th Bombardment Group, that's for sure. Because they had that blue hash mark on the tail. No code numbers, anything like that. Squadron numbers, code numbers, whatever you call them. And so I use a fictitious girl figure on there. And I got to thinking, that's a beautiful looking body. That's a perfect looking body for a female back in them days. So I said, what the heck am I going to call this thing? The Body Perfect. So that's the name of this fictitious B-17 I'm building. But the squadron is true blue right on. I imagine they probably had some B-17s like this with all kinds of stuff on there. It just wasn't publicized in publications. There's a lot out there, fellas, that's been missed through publications and only found that actually the people who actually flown the aircraft who had a scrapbook of them and released them to the modeling community, which is very, very good. A very, very good conduit to keep the model information and also the research going. Okay, another chat. We're going to take a look at this bird, show you how much old Frankie Day's done on this thing. The wings and necks and cowlings and necks and painting and such. And we'll follow. So this is video number 1 for the Monogram 148 scale B-17J. And then we'll take the camera, swing hard to starboard, and we're going to take a look at the silver bird here. There she is, fellas. The wings have not been foiled as you can tell. You can see the foil work on the fuselage. This thing's all done. I follow the paddle lines. That's one thing bad about this kid is guys, is if you're really trying to be a nitpicker or a big picky in general, or a rivet counter they call them, or something, is these raised rivets on it, these raised pen lines, but they're not bad. They work good in this foil right here because it tones them down a little way. The wings have come up and removable. They fit just exactly, precisely like the Hong Kong models B-17G does, and B-17 Emperor. This thing is very easy to store. You decide to store this bad girl in a box. All you got to do is pop those wings off, stick her into a box, move your propellers first from the wings first. Make sure you don't glue your propellers to the shafts. Make sure those propellers are movable. Let them in the box. Slide your wings backward, pull them out. Throw it in the box, go to a model show, reverse the procedure, and voila. No fuss, no muss. That's the fastest way, the best way to transport these big boys. Even at 148 scale, this thing has a vast wingspan of over 25 inches. So it's good size. Now my B-17 by Hong Kong model is the 132nd scale that our beloved Freddie Yorte has sent me. The wingspan is precisely 1 meter long. I'm going to zoom in to look at that little pretty little lady right there. Right over here, I'm going to paint the Body Perfect right on the side there, right next to above her. I got to paint the engine cowlings too, fellas. the firewalls, the engine parts, and also there's going to be magnesium on the cowling flaps. So there's going to be a separation of color between aluminum, such as they really are. But as you can see, that this aluminum really comes out. You can see the panel lines of this thing, just like the real machine, guys. It really does. You just don't get any more real than this. You just don't get any more real than this. Model Masters they're discontinuing their metalizer paints, so they got other ones that supersede them that are better. I have never tried. But I sold myself on using this aluminum tape. It works very, very well. You just got to make sure you burnish it. You got to follow the panel lines on this thing, guys, to be able to achieve the real effectiveness of the aluminum skins. This thing as it was built, and the B-17 Flying Fortress that was directed by Mr. Edward C. Wells. They used to call him Mr. B-17 himself. This was a very beautiful airplane, fellas. The Flying Fortress is probably, of all the bombers, along with the Lancaster, is probably one of my favorites. And this airplane's really proved itself. It's got the men home safely. This really could take damage of beyond and then some. And of course, you fellas seen them before on footage. These are beautiful airplanes. And these are very, very highly respected by the Luftwaffe. Any Luftwaffe pilot that fought back in that World War II, back in that time, has a lot of respect for the air crews and the airplane itself. Nothing but respect. Those guys got nothing but respect when they were shot down over Germany. We had balls back in those days, guys. The young kids, 18, 19 years old, going to war, just like it was back in my days, going to Vietnam. And it wasn't pretty. But we had the job to do. We had to go there as fast as we get the job done, the faster we had to go home back to our loved ones. Back in those days, the only way you came home was either in a pine box or you completed your missions. And that was it. The Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress derived from the Model 299. It was a very, very well-developed airplane for its time. A reporter dubbed it as the Flying Fortress, as the name she derives of today, even back then. It had the big old side blisters on there. It didn't have that big old, that dorsal fin that goes up to the tail. They took that off the old Model 307 Boeing Stratocruiser. And, not Stratocruiser, the Stratoliner. And they add parts of that to the design because they knew on the 299 model they could be able to retrofit more of a design to it than as is on the original prototype. And it also is underpowered a little bit too, so they put the right cyclones on there. And this is a very beautiful airplane. Even the Monogram kit turns heads these days, guys. I love this Monogram kit. I mean, I'll build another one. I'll build another one. And I never had the quarter-inch scale HK kit, but if I ever get one, see one, I'll buy it and build it too as well. And hey guys, I got these Monogram B-17s. They're good kits. Now, one thing is one problem you're going to have, I forgot to mention since I'm talking about it, is the wheels on the original kit, they weren't flattened at the bottom. On the original kit, both fuselages were the same. The fuselages on this kit, all models produced today, on the color version of the B-7, of the visible B-17. That's why one side of the fuselage has all that rivet detail, and the other side don't. And you got that Bob Bay too that comes with this kit. The original kit didn't have that. The original kit had round tires. This kit has tires with the flat ones. It must have came from, I think it came from the Pro Series. Well, there's a problem right there, guys. The axles of this kit here somehow don't line up with the tires, because you got a keeper key there. Not a keeper key. You got a key. It looks like a mushroom with a stem. It has it on the strut, but it's the wrong location on that tire because they put a newer tire on this thing than the original one. So what you got to do is take a number 11 blade or a drill and drill out the key inside that hub and just go ahead and put your tire on there and you'll be okay. You see what I mean when you guys dry fit that tire onto the axle to the landing strut. You'll see the flat part goes exactly up in the air towards the engine nacelles, and it should be on the ground displaying weight. This is a nice airplane, guys. You know, this is the first time I ever done aluminum on this, and I'm very pleased with it. And it's fit very well. And that little filigree design really sets it off. It truly does. That's the only fictitious thing about it. Of course, I'm going to put victory bombs on there too, victory notches. But you can see how wonderful all those panels, how they show the effectiveness of it. Like I say, guys, you just can't fool metal. As long as you just follow the panel lines, you get these results that you see here on this. It took me about a week to do this, guys. Off and on, about a good week. Piddled here a little bit, put it away. Worked on the bell. Tomorrow night we'll have a video on the bell. And after that, I have another video. It'll be the final reveal on the Shinmiya PS1 flying boat. Beautiful kit, guys. I got airbrush, my anti-glare panels across here, the inboard portions of the nacelles. Frame in the canopy, put the canopy in after that. Observation, put the Astrodome on top of here. Put the 50 calibers in there where they belong at. And so I got a lot of painting to do and a lot of work to do in this thing. Hard part's done, the fuselage is finished. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to swing this camera around to yours truly right here again. I'm going to finish up the video and discuss what's on the agenda, what I'm thinking about doing. Okay, guys, I get paid next week. And for my job, I'm going to donate some money to the Australia for those poor little koala bears out there so they can, poor little fellows get fed. Poor devils, I tell you. And I was thinking about starting an Australia support group build, and you can throw in anything you want to build. You want to build a jet, you want to build an airplane, you want to build a ship, or a tank, or anything inside your comfort zone, even for a challenge outside your comfort zone. I think that'd be a good idea, you know. I think I'll enter something probably tomorrow with the right after the bell, my entry for the Australia support group build, and I should have quite a few people joining in on that. And that way, if I donate some money to help the bears, help the poor little critters out, and the kangaroos and the folks out there, and a little bit of health, fellas. So you guys, you know, it'd be a very good act of homage and everything, and a humane act against fellow beast and fellow man. And the koala bears, The poor things, they got no place to roost. The trees are all charred, burnt.